Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the news postcarded on TayNinhTV with some last events now arriving as well as nationwide. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, on the afternoon of June the 22nd, the Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính chaired the National Conference to review the National Target Program on the new rural development, the National Target Programs on sustainable poverty reduction, and the movement the whole country joins hands to build new rural areas and the movement for the poor, no one left behind, for the period of 2021 to 2025.
At TayNinhTV and TayNinhTV Connecting Point, there were Secretary Provincial Party Committee, Chairman Provincial People's Council Nguyễn Minh Hùng, Acting Chairman of Provincial People's Committee Nguyễn Hồng Thanh. After nearly 5 years of implementing the two national target programs, the whole country has achieved many outstanding results, exceeding the set targets. For the national target programs on the new rural development in the period of 2021 to 2025, more than 6,000 over 7,000 secondary communes nationwide have met the new rural standards, of which nearly 2,000 secondary communes have met the advanced new rural standards and nearly 750 communes have met model new rural standards. Nationwide, 24 provinces and cities have achieved 100% of communes meeting new rural standards also. In 2024, the average income per capita will reach for about 54 million Vietnam dong per person per year, 1.3 times higher than the 2020 and expected to reach 58 million Vietnam dong per person per year in 2025, basically achieving the targets for the entire period. And for the National Target Program on Sustainable Poverty Reduction, the program has achieved and exceeded most of the set targets. In TayNinhTV, with the strong participation of the entire political system and the consensus of the people, TayNinhTV has achieved many outstanding results in building new rural areas and sustainable poverty reduction. And up to now, TayNinhTV has 68 over 71 communes meeting new rural standards, 26 advanced new rural communes and 4 model new rural communes, 1 town completing the task of building new rural areas. Rural infrastructure has also received synchronous investment. TayNinhTV focuses on reducing multi-dimensional poverty through the livelihood, housing, health, education, clean water and sanitation projects, and prioritizing the remote areas and ethnic minorities. And currently, the province has more than 1,400 poor and near-poor households, for 0.45%, and the poverty rate is only 0.1%. The need poor with 0.35% and achieving the set targets. And in the first 6 months of 2025, TayNinhTV has strengthened inspection, supervision, and strictly handled violations, contributing to stabilizing the market and protecting consumer rights. TayNinhTV's functional forces have synchronously deployed the solutions to inspect and control the market, especially during holidays and times when the prices fluctuate. The focus is on handling acts of hoarding, unreasonable price increases, and smuggling, trading in counterfeit goods, fake goods, and poor quality goods also. The province has established a high-level working group to combat smuggling, trade fraud, and counterfeit goods, with the close coordination between the functional sectors such as market surveillance, the police, customs, and border guards. In the first 6 months of the year, the functional forces inspected for 42 cases, detected for 34 violations, and imposed fines of more than 1 billion Vietnam dong. Tightening market management not only helps stabilize the commodity prices and prevent illegal profiteering, but also creates a healthy and transparent business environment, contribute to protecting consumers and supporting the development of legitimate businesses.
And on the morning of June the 22nd at the Youth and Children's Learning Activity Center, the mass performance with the theme Pride Reflect for Beloved Children, with the participation of more than 300 cars in the charge of typical teams of 63 provinces and cities nationwide, set the Vietnam record.
In attendance were former Deputy Minister of Culture, Sports and Tourism, Vice President of the Central Vietnam Record Association, Trần Chiến Thắng, General Secretary of the Indo-China Record Organization, Deputy Director of the Vietnam Record Institute, Hoàng Thái Tuấn Anh, Head of the Central Youth Union's Children's Affairs Department, Permanent Vice President of the Central Youth Union Council Lê Hải Long, Member of the Central Youth Union Executive Committee, Secretary of TayNinhTV Provincial Youth Union Nguyễn Thanh Tùng. The program is the opening activity for a workshop pick competition of the team leaders and children nationwide, aiming to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the successful August Revolution and the National Day of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Not only is it an artistic performance filled with the red color of the national flag, its step and movement in the performance is the voice from the heart of those who silently sow the seeds of ideals and light up the dreams of generations of Vietnamese children. The performance also aroused national pride. The desire to contribute is an affirmation of the sacred mission for beloved juniors that generations of team leaders have persistently reserved and passed on. With an impressive scale, profound stretching value and sacred meaning, the event has officially set a Vietnamese record, becoming a special mark in the series of activities to celebrate the major holidays of the nation in 2025. In the first segment of 2025, TayNinhTV has issued many important plans in the fields of land, minerals, and environment, contributing to creating stable resources for socio-economic development. The TayNinhTV Business Committee has issued the 2025 land use plan for 9 districts, towns, and cities. At the same time, approved the list of auction land plots and the land use rights auction plan for the period of 2025-2030, aiming to create a stable source of budget revenue for the coming years. In the field of minerals, in the past segments, TayNinhTV has issued 1 exploration license, re-mineral exploitation license, 1 adjustment license, re-mark closure decisions, and approved research for segments. Environmental protection has been focused on with the implementation of a plan to monitor and supervise the surface water quality of Vieu Tiên Lake in the province. At the same time, monitor waste sources on rivers, streams, and canals in Tân Biên, Châu Thành, and Hoa Thành during the dry season to promptly detect and handle signs of environmental pollution.
And the Vietnamese revolutionary journalism has gone through a 100-year journey associated with the cause of national liberation, protection, and construction of the country. As artificial intelligence technology, AI, penetrates every field, journalism is also facing a new turning point.
In TayNinhTV, the journalism team is gradually adapting and utilizing AI as a support tool, opening up unprecedented possibilities for journalism. No stranger to voice-over tones, video editing, and title suggestion, reporters are incorporating of AI into the steps of the journalism's process. They use AI to support the expansion of ideas, speed up operation, but do not lose their thinking, emotions, and professional identity. In the revolutionary journalism environment that is even more meaningful, technology is just a means, while responsibility and truth are irreplaceable for the writers. With AI supporting and suggesting many topics for me, I can choose one of those suggested topics. But developing the content depends on me so that I can keep my own quality, keep the quality of the report that I write. AI also places the deeper requirements on modern journalists, from approaching topics, organizing content, exploiting sources to verify information. Each step in the journalism process now requires more acumen and professional courage. In the flow of technology that is changing every day, press agencies in TayNinhTV are, of course, not left out. Not only investing in equipment and software, but also focusing on orienting the journalism team, especially the young generation of reporters, to apply AI in the sober and responsible manner. Our team of reporters and journalists must be dynamic, adaptable, and flexible to all the circumstances so that we can convey information to audiences near and far and implement the policies of the party in the state and constantly improve the professional skill. Especially young reporters must study and improve their knowledge of political theory, expertise, and profession. Not only then will we mature and become professional reporters to follow the party guidance and orientation to build a professional, modern, and human press. AI will continue to develop rapidly. Technology will constantly innovate, but the core of the revolutionary journalism is still the people with the heart, the vision, and responsibility. And today's generation of reporters is striving to follow in the footsteps of their predecessors, combining technology and professional skills to continue writing the 100-year journey of Vietnam revolutionary press. A century has passed, the pen on the revolutionary journalist has always been directed towards the people for truth and justice. And even in the digital age, that spirit has never changed. And today's journalists, with their aspiration, innovation, and faith in the profession, are preserving and promoting those core values on the basis of developing technology. The TayNinh Provincial Border Command has just held a groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the boarding classroom area at Bến Cầu Town Primary School. The project has a total investment of 28 billion Vietnam dong from the Ministry of National Defense. The Border Command is investor of the project, and the TayNinh Provincial Border Command is assigned to implement it. Các Hồng Construction Investment Joint Stock Company is in charge of the site consultancy, and the construction unit is TayNinh Đại Thịnh Construction Investment Trading Joint Stock Company. The project is expected to be completed before October the 15th of 2025 and inaugurated on the occasion of the Defense Exchange Program between Vietnam and Cambodia.
The Gak Yau District Medical Center Party Committee has just held its third conference, term of 2025 to 2030. Attending the event, there was Ms. Phạm Thị Thúy Hằng, Standing Deputy Secretary of the District Party Committee, and the Chairwoman of the District People's Council, Ms. Trương Thị Phú, Vice Chairwoman of the District People's Committee.
In the 2020-2025 term, the Medical Center Party Committee has promoted its role as a political nucleus, united, unified, made efforts to overcome difficulties, and successfully completed the set goals and tasks. Professional work has been significantly improved. The spirit and service attitude of the medical staff are increasingly professional. Facilities and techniques continue to be invested in, meeting the increasing needs of medical examination and treatment of the people.
And ladies and gentlemen, to best prepare for the operation of the two-level administrative model and the new Ho Chi Minh City from July the 1st, Ho Chi Minh City, Bình Dương Province, and Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu are making efforts to complete the final step of organization, the personnel and facilities also.
Inspecting the comprehensive operation of the new ward and commune governments at the headquarters of Saigon Ward, formerly District 1 People's Committee, the chairman of Ho Chi Minh City People's Committee, Nguyễn Văn Được, requested units to focus on reviewing and completing the 4 tools of management at the commune and ward levels, ensuring that everything is ready to officially operate by July the 1st. This task is assigned to the district level from now until the June of 30th to direct the new commune and ward levels to be ready, and it is expected that in the near future there will be a trial operation on 102 for the second operation of piloting, which is said to be a trial but is actually a final test to see if it is smooth. And the information for the people is requested to be focused on the localities, information about the new ward's name and where the headquarters is so that the people know. Recently, the leaders of the 3 localities of Ho Chi Minh City, Bình Dương, and Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu met to deploy the merger plans according to the resolution of the National Assembly. The current spirit is that if there is something in the locality, it will be assigned to the commune. If there is something, it will be assigned to the department, with the spirit that later. And Ho Chi Minh City will direct the sectors to develop a project and report to the city for the finalization. I suggest that we must continue to review all the tasks to be implemented, and when a part of that is put into operation, all other tasks must be basically completed. Considering that the two-level local government model is very new and unprecedented in Vietnam, the Secretary of Ho Chi Minh City Party Committee, Nguyễn Văn Nên, requested all leaders at the commune and world levels to really conduct a trial run to clearly grasp the functions, the tasks and methods, and operating the government system according to the new requirements. All of the officials must continue to study the specific issues of the city, of each locality, its wards and commune, in order to make appropriate adjustments and supplements to better meet the requirements of serving the people and businesses. Everything must be aimed at being better. Therefore, any stage or place that is not better must be quickly reviewed, inspected, and learned from to improve. In parallel with the preparing the infrastructure for connecting on cyberspace and training on operating the new apparatus. The arrangement and assignment of personnel is also being urgently carried out by the three localities of Ho Chi Minh City, Bình Dương, and Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu, and 100% of the existing district level staff will be assigned to the commune level staff. It can be said that up to this point, on preparation from the personal organization, the facilities are ready for the time to press the button to officially operate the two-level local government apparatus in Ho Chi Minh City. And TayNinhTV was one of the 6 commune-level units in the province selected by the Provincial People's Committee to conduct a trial operation and gain experience for the remaining wards and communes. And TayNinhTV conducted a trial operation on June the 20th and will officially come into operation from July the 1st. According to the TayNinhTV Public Administration Service Center on June the 20th, the ward's functional agencies have stabilized equipment and the sites have been fully installed, ensuring the conditions for officials and civil servants to serve the people as well as granting convenience for the people when coming to restore administrative procedures. And the TayNinhTV government headquarters will be located at the City People's Committee, and the People's Council, the Public Administration Service Center, will be located at the City One-Stop Department.
According to the tax department, from July 1st, 2025, Vietnamese people will use personal identification numbers instead of tax codes. Accordingly, individuals, households, and business households will use the identification numbers on their citizen identification cards to declare and pay taxes instead of having to remember a separate tax code. This have reduced administrative procedures, save time for declaration, and ensure data synchronization with the National Population Database. Taxpayers need to ensure that their full-time, date of birth, and identification number match the system. The tax authority is also rightly standardizing data, coordinating with the police and relevant parties to ensure the smooth conversion. People can look up information via the General Department of Taxation's website, the e-tax mobile application, or contact the local tax authority directly for support.
And with a long coastline and many beaches that still retain their wild and lyrical features, Nam Định has many conditions for developing the tourism. However, Nam Định Sea tourism has not yet been awakened and has not yet fully exploited its inherent condition. And therefore, localities in the province have gradually improved and implemented synchronous solutions to mark the Nam Định on the tourism map.
The rule judged on the coast of Gong Town as testament to the process of climate change has been built by the local authorities of Hải Hậu district in recent years to become an attractive destination for tourists. And from here, not only the rule judge but also beaches such as Thịnh Long and Hải Đông are increasingly known to many tourists. It is very cool here. The scenery is very majestic and we took very beautiful pictures also. I feel that the area environment here is very sustainable and suitable for the family's picnic, and taking pictures is very sparkling. At Quốc Lâm tourist area of Giao Thủy district, after a period of disbanding chaos, the tourist area has resumed operation focusing on resort services. This place is expected to be a coastal park with a trees to block the waves and create a portrait landscape for tourists. In recent times, Quốc Lâm has received attention for investment in the traffic system, lighting clusters, and specially operated investment in renovating the breakwater to create a beautiful green landscape of Quốc Lâm tourism. In 2024, Nam Định welcomed nearly 1.9 million visitors, with a revenue reaching 560 billion Vietnam dong in order to exploit the resources, develop and preserve identity and living environment. Localities in Nam Định province focus on developing a combination of tourism terms such as natural ecology, culture, history, beliefs, community tourism to strengthen regional linkages, build specific tourism packages towards a green growth model associated with community responsibility, creating momentum for sustainable tourism development.
And that's all for today at TTV News. Thank you for being with us and goodbye for now.